In this video, you'll learn how to make your Power BI reports look professional and why design consistency matters. We'll cover conditional formatting and themes so you can highlight insights and apply consistent branding across your reports. Let's dive in.
Okay, welcome back. So last part of the course, so we will see few small topics that we have not covered yet. Let's start with a quick conditional formatting because most of you are aware what a conditional formatting is. So you format based on a condition. That's all it is. But here you can either format the color of the text, right, which is right this one. You can conditionally format. You can also do it for the background, correct? You can also do it for this text. So conditionally format, you can conditionally format multiple components. How do you know what can you conditionally format? So if I click on this card, I go inside format, I go inside callout value. See this color, black? This is this color, right? This black. The trick is wherever you see this FX means that that particular property can be conditionally formatted. That's all it means. Instead of hard coding black, let's click on FX. And then in format style, I click on rules and I say if it's greater than 0 and less than zero point 0.5, let's do let's do a red new rule. If it's greater than zero point 0.5 and less than 1, let's do a green, right? Very simple conditional rule to conditionally format. New rule will allow you to add one more line. Zero point 0.5 is 50%. Make sure you select rules from here, right, in this drop down. Otherwise, you're not going to see this tab. You're writing a logic and then click OK. Red, switch between mountaineering equipment and outdoor protection, and you can see it working. Exactly in the same way, you can conditionally format, let's say, background color of the car, right? You can go inside General, Effects. See, you also see FX here. So wherever you see FX, so the same principle applies. You can write a rule to conditionally format this. Let's say I click on FX and I say rule. I say if it's greater than 0, less than 0.5, let's make it white. Otherwise, 0.5 to 1, let's make it black. So now I'm controlling two elements through a condition, background color and the text color, correct? Text color and the background color. So if conditional formatting is making sense, give me a thumbs up, please. So see this column chart that we have? You can also click on the column chart. You can go inside conditional formatting, columns. See this color inside columns, this color blue. This can also be conditionally formatted. How you apply the logic is still the same. If a value is above or below a certain number, then you just change the color to red or green or something. Right? Conditional formatting done. I quickly want to touch on theme. Now, theme is also one of those options which saves a lot of time. Also, standardizes your reports across multiple suite. Saves time, is an excellent option, but at the same time, I think it's underutilized. When you click on view, you have all these themes available. This one is your current theme. Then if you look below, these are all these are your native Microsoft themes that you can use. So you can click on it and you can test it out, right? If you want to go back to your original theme, then it would be here. So once you have tested multiple themes, you can go back to your original theme by clicking here. So it will take you back. So what is a theme? You can also customize your theme. So a theme is basically predefined set of design elements. So you can predefine what a font looks like, what a background looks like, what a text looks like, what are your main colors. In some companies, they already have brand guidelines. They already have some kind of colors that they use. If you already have it in PowerPoint, you can use it to have some kind of a consistent feel to your report. So once someone looks at your Power BI report, you have some consistency. So how do you use it? So let's say I'm going to use this logo, right? I want to use this logo and use some colors from this blue, although I only have one color. If you have more than one color, it helps you out. There is an incredible resource which is it's Adobe Color Picker. Adobe Color Picker. So go to the first link. So once you go in, then you click on looks so different. Explore, lab, create. Okay, click on create. And in create, you can also click on extract gradient. So whatever image you drop here, if you have some brand identity colors, you can also drag your logo here. It will just give you the hex codes for your logo. So I click on extract gradient and I can just drop it here, do it again. Yeah, right? So if you have more than one color, so see, it kind of gives you different shades now. This is one shade, this is one shade, and then let's say this is another shade, right? So it gives you exactly the color codes that you can use within Power BI now, right? It should be under create, go to extract gradients, and then just drag and drop your logo. If you have more than 4 colors, you can also increase the number of points, right? Very intuitive to use. So it gives you some codes. Now I can use the codes, and instead of going inside visual by visual to format every single visual that I have on the report, I can make this change at the theme level. So theme will apply the same colors to all the visuals that I have. Okay, so I pick, let's say this color, copy. When I click on it once, it just gets copied, right? Now it's copied. I go back to my Power BI report. I click on this drop down. I click on customize current theme, customize current theme. So color number 1 is the most dominant color of your report. I click on color 1 and I paste. Now this is exactly the shade of your logo. I click apply. Now see, it got applied here, it got applied here, it got applied here, it got applied here. Now, because this is a single color logo, I don't have many options. There is another technique that you can use. I go back, that I use this color. I want a color that will contrast with this color. There's a color theory behind it. So you can go on side color wheel and I can say, give me complementary, which is on the opposite side of the color wheel, right? It's like a contrasting color. I go in, change color. Yeah. So I click on change color and then I can paste, enter. Now go back. Let me copy this. I click on change color, paste. Yeah. And maybe I can change it to complementary. Okay, interesting. Now see this couple of things. I'm changing this to complementary first. This navigation has actually changed. So this is new navigation for me. I click here, then I click on this little thing, which allows me to change the color. Then here I paste the hex code that I got for my logo. And see this? This is on the other side of the wheel. Now this color is is exactly on the other side of the color wheel, so it will contrast well with the blue that I have. It will also give you some ideas on how do you pick the color, right? Now I can just pick this color, I can copy it, copy, go back, and maybe as a second color here, I can use this one. Okay, how does it look? So try a few things. Explore this really incredible resource, especially for people who are not really good with colors like me. So it will give you some ideas on what to pick. If you have your brand guidelines, this will also help you to extract the right codes and just put it in. Once you have a theme, you don't have to recreate the theme every time. You can save a theme and then you can start to reuse the theme, right? This allows
Sorry,
you to
just
say
just
export.
quickly. Sorry,
Yes.
Ali. Just
Yeah.
quickly. How did you drop the color into the straight into the visual?
On the website.
No, no, no. Just here. With your donut. No, sorry, on the other Power BI thing. You've copied the code, and then the hash code, and then
I'm
how did you add it?
customizing the theme. I click on this arrow here. You can see my
Yep.
screen, right?
Yep.
And then I click on customize the theme.
Ah, okay, cool. And then you've
I'm
changed it
not
in there.
making a change at the visual level. I'm making a change at the theme
Okay.
level to see once I make a change, it affects this one. It also affects this one. This blue is going here. This blue is going here.
Yep. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Correct. No problem. And this is based on your importance, right? Color 1 is the most dominant color of the report, then 2, then 3. Then I can go back and maybe I can use a little gray. Let's use a little gray. I come back and I use this gray as a third color. Let's use one more color. Let's use customize theme, and then I'll use a fourth color. Now this is just names and colors, right? You're customizing names and colors for your theme. So whenever you create a new visual, that's where the colors will come from. So you don't have to customize things visual by visual to make it consistent with your brand identity. It will just happen. You can also customize the text. It really helps with the consistency. You can customize the text. I want you to explore these tabs. They are not difficult to use, very intuitive. If you have been using other Microsoft products, it's the same concept as themes, but this will save a lot of your time. It will also allow you to maintain consistency across different pages of the report and across multiple reports altogether. Also, if there is already someone who has created a theme, it is also worth exploring. Can you please export the theme and give it to me? So you can just import it and start to use it without having to do this process all over again. So you have three people from the same company, right? If someone works on the theme, others can just use it by simply, you can save a theme here. It saves that as a JSON file. If you want to use the theme again, you can just import, right? This takes it back in, import. You can create a folder in the SharePoint and you can just save a theme over there for yourself to use, and you can also make others use it to maintain consistency. So I'll give you 5 minutes, explore this theme, explore Adobe Color, make some changes to the text. See this? You can have some consistency of the text. If you have some particular text that you would like to use, some of the common things that I do are these. So if you want, you can just borrow them. So one of the things that I do is I go inside cards and KPI. I think this 45 size is too big for a card. I would always reduce it to something like a 30. That's what I would do. Then if I want, I can just change this color to one of the colors. In the page, I always change the page background. Remember how I did it here? I would also always change the page background from white to something like a gray, and then I would reduce the transparency. So these are few things that I normally do in all the reports. And see how all of these font families are different. If you want, you can also make it consistent. Let's do, that's your theme, and that's your Adobe Color Picker. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at a few other things. So that's your theme, very easy to use. Just explore, how can you make it work? Spend some time, make it. You might have to spend maybe like an hour or 2 hours to really finalize it. Once it's done, you can just repeat it. For all the reports, and others can also repeat it.